there's never really a right time to do anything in life, but you choose and you decide and then you do it. A curvy, very unpredictable wave like a woman. And I thought, you know what? I am so grateful that I have been able to pull through and do whatever it takes to keep my skin in the game, to keep myself like in the game here. Nobody shared the live, didn't have that surfboard leash to give away, and I just felt really shit. Hello, good evening, and welcome back to another Tiff Talk. Life is never dull. Let me tell you, life is never dull. I am currently in week 7 of the 90-day Accelerator Mastermind. It is Wednesday evening and it is almost 9 p.m. at night, and it's Wednesday the 13th of September. Time is flying, absolutely flying. In the last couple of weeks, it's been a lot. And let me tell you, I thought that weeks 1, 2, and 3, I had been sharing around how I'd been having a few mini breakdowns and I felt like I was being stretched. Let me tell you, pretty much since week 5, week 6, and now we're week 7, the momentum, the energy, the challenges, it just never stops, does it? Let's just recap. Week 5, I was working on creating 2 presentations, one with the mentorship that I was doing, that I'm still doing with Aubrey, who's a mentor of mine. She's in the community as well. I was also working on the live stream presentation to practice and create a new masterclass for this 90 days. Had a major breakdown that week. Not sure if that actually translates in the videos that you may have seen before. Had a major breakdown. All my insecurities and doubts came up about everything that I was doing online. And it was actually interesting because the Monday of week 5, I had gone live to announce that I would be the following week going live with a live masterclass. And I had this epic giveaway of a surfboard leash. And somebody actually had to share the live through our social media account. And then we would give away a bonus. And so I chose to buy a brand new Dakine leash, 6-inch leash. Pretty much only a couple of people showed up online. And even when I reposted it, nobody shared it. And this was also the week where we had a full moon. It was that time of the month, and just the ongoing adversity and stress and major stretch of this 90 days. And let me tell you, that spiraled downhill real fast, and all my doubts and insecurities and all my shit came up basically for that week. It was a really bad week for me. Like, I really struggled, and I was ready to quit. I was ready to quit. I didn't. I'm still here. I'm still showing up online, building my business. I'm still building my personal brand. However, I watched the night before on that Monday night, I stayed up late and I watched the training to create Facebook ads. And I went ahead and I made a few ads. And then since then, pretty much in 2 weeks, we had a training the following day for Facebook ads. And I've created maybe 16 ads. Let me tell you, we'll get to this. Today, my Facebook account got hacked. Yeah. To put this into context, I got through that week 5. I actually somehow pulled my shit together and actually did like a fire live stream presentation. Had some tech issues. However, afterwards, I was really busy in marketing my live stream. And because I had Facebook ads up and running, my business started to grow. Week 6 was all around continuing the follow-up, and I was creating more ads and staying consistent with all the things that we had to do for our tasks, as well as keeping up with everything else for the business. Content creation, obviously the conversations, the connections. That week as well, we had some bigger swell. So I got some really good waves that week. So a lot going on. My business grew. I also was having I've got a few accountability groups, and there was one group chat that I had to pull away from because there was too much energy and too many long voice notes, and it was just too many things to plug into. Because with my business, there's a lot of different chats and messages. And then on top of that, last week, my conversations alone, that business related task, I was spending 2 hours minimum a day following up with people and having conversations and creating new conversations. That's not even creating content. By the end of the week, I had signed new people into the platform, and I had one girl ready to go through the next step of our automated process with this high ticket affiliate marketing opportunity. And I thought, you know what? I am so grateful that I have been able to pull through and do whatever it takes to keep my skin in the game, to keep myself like in the game here, to keep myself submitting the task, to keep showing up and doing everything. And a lot of people were dropping out. As much as I've had late nights, early mornings, I've had sunburn eyeballs, I keep showing up because the week before, like I said, I was ready to quit. Like I was so ready to quit. I was fucking done, let me tell you. Because I was thinking, and this is what I have, to be really honest, this is what I really have struggled with since I started my business, that I've seen so many people who've even started after me and they've just become really successful with the business. Don't get me wrong. I have had success professionally and financially. And now, yes, I could say like in my personal life this year, I have grown exponentially when it comes to my personal development and my inner healing and my mindset, my frequency. I've really had to deal with, even this year with my surfing, really get on top of and really master my mindset when it comes to surfing. And I've shared this other times before that at the beginning of July, I went out for 3 days in a row to the big swells at Ulu and I didn't get a wave. And I snapped my board on the first day. I was undergunned. I borrowed somebody else's board on another day and I collapsed. It was a Friday afternoon. Hysterical, crying, exhausted physically and mentally, just exhausted. And since then, I have shown up every day. I've surfed now twice at Balangan. Once when it was like really small, and then another time when it was like not quite working at Ulu, and then I went to Balangan. But basically, I have shown up at Ulu every day almost since May. June, I got my first wave at Bommy. July, every swell in July, every swell in August. And now I've been there every swell in September. And every time we have some swell, and even if it's not that big, I paddle out to Bommy because I am fascinated. I'm fascinated by that wave. And I wrote something in my Instagram stories the other day that Bommy wave on June 11th completely changed my life and has unlocked something within me that has allowed me now to really show up and become my best self, because that wave, it encompasses both this beautiful masculine and feminine energy. It's got the masculine energy of that. It's powerful and it's solid and it's heavy and it's just really intense out there. And, when it's bigger swells, there's a lot of water moving there. And it's like a heavy, it's not really like too bigger outer reef like you would get with Hawaii waves, but it's like deeper, right? Then it has this beautiful balance because it's just this beautiful, magnificent, curvy, very unpredictable wave like a woman. And it's taught me being out there, and I've been out there when it's been every single different size at Ulu, and then especially at Bommy, I've been out there on the biggest days, and then like bigger days and big days and just kind of okay days. Low tide, high tide, mid tide, like windy condition, glassy condition, early morning, middle of the day, sunset, almost dark. And I've gone out there every single time and I've tried to sit there and learn the wave and sit where I need to sit and talk to other people and generally, of course, just have a good attitude. And just as generally when I go out to Ulu, like generally like, okay, some days I get epic fucking amazing waves. And then other days when I go out to Bommy or whether it's just like Main Peak, can't get a wave. And I really had to deal with my mindset. I used to get really frustrated. It's like, oh, why can't I get a wave? I'm not good enough. I can't do this and can't do that. And I've learned that even for all the best surfers out there, it's just some days, and it's this surfer's mentality. Some days, everything lines up for you. You're at the right place at the right time, and you're just in the zone, and you have your rhythm, and you're getting amazing waves. There are days it's just not like that. And I'm grateful. I do live here full time, and I have the luxury to go out to Uluwatu every single day, whatever size waves, whatever tide, and I'm there every day. I've been able to manage my emotions and really up level and upgrade my mindset and strengthen my mindset. I realize I've just now gone through my first shift, my mindset shift when it comes to business and creating wealth and everything that I'm doing with my personal brand and creating content and everything that you don't see offline with my business. 2 weeks ago, when nobody showed up for, maybe I had 2 people, and I did that live and I had that giveaway. Nobody shared the live, didn't have that surfboard leash to give away, and I just felt really shit. I felt really incompetent, inadequate. I felt really like, what am I doing online? All my shit came up. I was like, you know what? Like, I need to figure it out. And I'm grateful because I talk about this all the time here. And whether it's for surfing, whether it's for business, wealth creation, content creation, marketing, sales, social media, leadership, any other passions, whatever you have. And maybe it's even maybe for friendships and love, but mostly for, I can relate it to surfing and learning a new skill, that it's great to be around others who already have the success that you do. Having the training in the platform, I talk a lot about, in the past, I've invested in business coaches, business programs, multiple courses. I invest my time watching YouTube, listening to podcasts, reading things. There's a divine process with everything. It's this surfer's mentality, and it's this entrepreneurial mindset, and it's this growth mindset. It's a solutions focused mindset. It's so key to stay so close to your vision. We're playing the long haul here, and that, of course, everybody wants instant gratification, right? However, there's a divine process in things that you need to learn, and the consistency and discipline of showing up every day, that yes, the success is inevitable. A couple of weeks ago, I just was like, I need to just figure it out and keep going and not give up. And something shifted within me, like, am I good enough for this? Can I do this? And I thought, you know what? I don't quit. I'm just going to keep going. I am just going to continue to create content, to do what I need to do. And I've continued. And last week I was having a flow. I had people sign up to the academy, and I was having beautiful connections with people and holding space and feeling really good within myself. And by the end of the week, I was like, you know what? And then I had somebody pull out of the next step of the automated process. For her own reasons, she wasn't aligned. Like, okay, that's okay. I just need to continue to educate and inform my audience around the value and everything with the opportunity, right? And I actually was like, oh, it's okay. More leads are coming. My leaders are coming. The sales are coming. My success, it's on the way. And this is how I feel also. If I didn't get that wave, there'll be another wave. More waves are on the way. More epic waves are on the way for me. And it's the same with calling in my ideal future husband. He is on the way. He is on the way. I don't know when, but he is on the way. And I'm confident with that. I just had that shift with my mindset and my energetics and my frequency with my business, that I was able to go from breaking down, I'm going to quit. Like, what am I doing after all these years? Like, I don't have the success. Like, all these other people have this success. Like this, I'm like that, like full pity party, right? Like the depths of despair, in a really low vibration when it comes to my competency and my capability with entrepreneurship. And then I've shifted that. I've continued to show up even when I was not feeling high vibe. I still continued to show up. My business grew, and I felt really good at the beginning of the week. And then I was getting some messages about my Facebook ads. I shut down a few by the end of the weekend, and then I created some more. And then just today when I got back from surfing, yep, my Facebook account has been hacked. There were all these inappropriate images that were uploaded, and I've gone through like the emails, sent requests, and I was able to log back into my account, reset the password. I'm restricted. I can't send any messages. I can't make calls. I'm not allowed to be in groups. I can't post anything. I focus mainly with my Instagram. I'm just focused now on building with YouTube again. I had a meeting last night to get content going. I've outsourced a few things for my business, and I'm focusing on now building my audience here in YouTube and TikTok. I'm very much using Facebook for the platform. All these 90-day meetings are in there. I have groups in there. I send messages in there. And now I am restricted, and it's like, okay, it's another thing. Before I was like, shit, why is this happening again? I felt like I was just getting into this flow, and the momentum was building. And even I had one girl that couldn't get into the platform. She signed up and she couldn't access the platform. And also the platform that I'm a part of, the Freedom Era, it was having major tech issues. And I was like, fuck, cannot be having these tech issues. I've just started gaining more energy, and now there's like all these tech issues. It's like, oh no. Up until about an hour ago, I was like, okay, everything is happening for us and not to us. This is where I need to focus on what I can still do for creating content and showing up online and doing things for my business. And I thought, okay, well, I just have to continue growing in my Instagram for now. And of course, like creating content and doing what I can do over here in YouTube or wherever you're watching this from, focusing on TikTok, all the social media platforms. This is where I feel in quite a few areas this year, I've definitely landed my worth and grown my confidence and feel so much more empowered than I used to. I'm still growing. I'm still evolving. Oh gosh, I was so stressed with creating these masterclasses, these webinars. webinars. As you can see, I don't have a problem and I feel quite at ease speaking on camera and recording content, putting together this like professional webinar. I just having meltdowns around it. And I don't know what that block was, like what was coming up for me. There's never the right time to do certain things. And whether that's achieving big goals or whether it's small goals. And there are certain things that I have to be checking off daily, weekly, monthly when it comes to my business. And when it comes to like my spiritual practices and things, like there's never really a right time to do anything in life, but you choose and you decide and then you do it, right? What limits us a lot of the time, us as humans, it's our mindset blocks. It's our self-limiting beliefs. It's that repetitive old narrative. It's just that bullshit that comes up. It's that fog, right? It's that cognitive dissonance, maybe even, right? It's fear, it's uncertainty, it's doubt, it's procrastination, it's anxiety, it's stress. Maybe you're disappointed, you're angry, you're in your victim. I think what I've learned is like to recognize that and to instantly through my own practices be aware of that and think, okay, I need to shift that. And sometimes like it was important for me those weeks, a couple of weeks ago, to honor that I needed to cry, I needed to scream, I needed to lay around and just like binge watch YouTube reviews about camera reviews. And I just need to, for a moment, healthily distract myself and just like shift the energy. And I did, and I felt better. And that's why I kept going. That's what I've done with like surfing. If I have like major big wipeouts or hold downs, am I just going to be like, oh, that's it, I give up? It's like, no, I finish the session, I go home, I shift the energy, and I'm like, oh, well, there's always tomorrow. So it's the same thing with business. Oh, and growing my confidence, going back to, I actually put together, I actually think it's pretty good. It's probably now, I've only been running my own webinars and creating my own webinars for a year and 4 months. That's when I first recorded my first webinar for business. And I just did that one last week. And there were some parts that I had some notes written on my phone. And then there were other parts where I had uploaded the slides and then I was talking off the slides. And then I was just sharing my own vibe and my own insights. And I felt really good because, yeah, at first I was like, oh God, that was like terrible. And I like didn't watch it. And then I started like marketing it. And then I went back and I edited it. I made it a little bit shorter, more streamlined. And as I was editing, I was like, oh, I was like, oh, wow, this is actually pretty good. But that's taken consistency to show up and continue to become confident speaking and sharing about the business opportunity. And I had a real block as well around like sharing my story. And so funny and so odd and so bizarre the way that we judge ourselves, that I need to continue always to come from this place that we all have beauty and value and insight to share. We have a voice and our voice matters. And it's taken me over the last few years and maybe even more so recently to really own my voice. And not just like the sound of my voice, but what I say matters and what you say matters. And you're maybe listening to these reviews of how my journey is going through entrepreneurship and specifically this 90 days and, you know, everything to do with surfing. I was watching before as I was eating dinner, this interview with, she's a YouTuber that I've been following for quite a few years. She has a huge channel now. She's all into spirituality. Hitomi Mochizuku. I'll like tag her link of her channel down here. She must have like more than 1 million followers, and on Instagram here she's got 484,000 followers, and she talks all about, you know, coming home to herself and spiritual practice, living always her spiritual side, I guess. And she travels and she creates content. The way that she shares that she for many years was lying to herself and she had to start to get really honest with herself. You know, for many years I can feel like, and I'm just breaking away, not that I've been lying to myself, I'm talking about it's the amount of time that many years have I come from this place of not feeling worthy and not feeling confident and not feeling empowered. I decided to, and this is what I spoke about actually in a post that I uploaded into Instagram. My life today, it's not perfect. However, where I was 5-6 months ago, it's different. Where I'm going to be in 5 or 6 months, it will be different where I am today. It's powerful because something that I always encourage here, whether it's creating content here or on my other social media accounts, that you have the power to change your life. You have the power to shift your mindset, your frequency, your energetics, your wealth, your profession, where you live, what you're not happy with and unsatisfied with and feeling unfulfilled with, you get to change that. Like you watching now, who says that you can't? Because you can. Yes, it takes time. Yes, you may need to learn some new things. You may need to say no to people. I realized that so far, 6 weeks into this 90 days, and it was actually one of my mentors and a good friend of mine, Nicola. She lives in South Africa. Her and her partner, Kelly, they have a wildly successful business. And they've been in the business the longest of people that I know, like on a more personal level. She said, that's why we've signed up to do this 90 days. Yes, we obviously want to grow professionally and financially, right? Grow the team, create sales, create more income, attract more leaders into our business. It's what we're signing up for, which are the hidden gems, is these beautiful, powerful mindset shifts. The shit is hard, what we have to do. I'm going to say that for surfing, learning to surf, not easy, not easy. Surfing really big waves, not easy. Learning to get into barrels, doing turns, maneuvers, technique, not easy. Uluwatu as a place to surf, not easy. Building a business online, a brand online, not easy. Creating content, not easy. Like this shit's not easy. Entrepreneurship is not easy. And I'm never going to say like, oh, so easy. But what I will say though is, how much do you really want what you say, right? Like if you really want to change your life, your income, yourself, your friendships, your relationships, if you really want what you say, what you want, what are you willing to do to achieve that? And are you going to do whatever it takes? I've had a few moments throughout my journey in entrepreneurship and in surfing. I stopped surfing in February, just kind of after Valentine's Day. This is when I was at the time still with that person that I used to date, and I broke up with him. We got back together, and then, I broke up with him again, obviously end of April. At the end of, just after the middle of February, I quit surfing for 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe more than 3 weeks. Obviously, I didn't really quit. I just took a hiatus, let's just say. You could not do, and this is where I want to come back to, there's never a right time to start, and there's never a right time to quit. And there's really never a right time for anything, but it's actually what you choose in your life and how you show up, what you do and who you're with and how you think and what you create and what you don't create. That is on you. There's never a right time. The time is going to be aligned and intentional for you. Through my journey with surfing and entrepreneurship, I could quit, but I'm just not going to do that. When I talk to people about, it's just not the right time for me to start a business, and it's just not the right time for me, and I don't have the time to watch that, and I do the same. I procrastinate. I could manage my time always better. Sometimes I get really tired. And sometimes I really need to, like if I've eaten or if I'm tired from really big waves, or it's like that time of the month, woman time, I get tired because when I'm on. Most of the time lately I've been on, but sometimes I hit walls and I'm like, there's been a mindset shift. And it's still, even tonight, I thought, I was feeling so empowered this morning. And then I got back and I've been looking at all the emails and trying to figure out the whole being hacked into my Facebook account. And I thought, are you kidding? And then I thought, you know what? I just have to show up with my open-mindedness, figure out solutions here, move step by step and just figure it out. If I can't be in Facebook right now, what can I do? I can't be in Facebook. I'll try and do what I can do. There are other areas that I can focus on. That's what I'm going to do. Already maybe if that was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I would have completely spiraled out of control. I just really wanted to share around that. It takes determination and commitment and staying true to what your vision is and constantly having to shift and pivot and learn new things. Anything, when it comes to surfing and with business and anything in life, it's like, okay, if that's not working, okay, how do I need to make it work? What do I need to learn? I found that with my business. I just started getting really excited about learning all about Facebook ads again. And then I was watching a course in Academy around automation and Facebook ads and creating your own website. And I was looking at now when I'm sending out a link for my live stream, it's just going to the YouTube link. I've linked it to like a GoDaddy domain. However, it would be better if I have, and this is the mentorship and the work that I'm collaborating with Aubrey. She's going to help me create a sales funnel, the landing page. I'll have my recorded webinar there. And then when people click on the ads, they go straight to that. And obviously that collects emails and do all of that. That's all the automation, right? That's all the business stuff. Yeah, I was just like learning. There was a course in the back that I was learning. I was like, oh, how did I overlook this? I like that challenge. Like that challenge of, I guess I get really frustrated, get really down on myself. Like, oh, I can't do this. But actually, I think if we can learn to let go of the timeline, ease off the pressure and the expectations that we have on ourselves, go about one day at a time. And I did a live interview this morning with Sylvia. She's in the community. She's obviously running the same business. She lives in Cairns. She's actually part Indonesian. We're talking about getting together and doing interviews together. We'll probably use either Riverside, this streaming software, or maybe StreamYard. We want to get together. It's kind of cool. We just connected because we had to actually do an interview. That was part of our task. And actually our energy and our collaboration together, we really bounce off one another. And she actually has a lot of experience. She's come from the hustle and grind of like running like a very successful, if you've ever heard of Fitness First in Australia, big gyms. And she was managing gyms, very successful, working crazy hours, also personal training. And now she's transitioned over into the online space. And she's got a lot of experience when it comes to business and marketing and people, personal training. Obviously, she was a personal trainer. It's remarkable about how she was saying that actually, and I would agree that what we're doing here online and everything when it comes to my content creation and building my personal brand here and creating this content, one, of course, it's documenting my life. And in some ways, yeah, okay, maybe it's like a personal diary. However, there are many people that I listen to on podcasts and YouTube, and I see through social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook. I don't really know anybody on TikTok. Everyone's kind of part of all the platforms, I guess, digital omnipresence. It's inspiring to connect with people and have that connection and that resonance and that relatability, because we have a big wide world, and having true, authentic connections is everything. And being able to create those in the online space is powerful because we can connect with people all over the world. This is just like totally like an overview and what I think. I did actually write some notes here about what I wanted to speak about. I'm on track with what I was talking about. Everything is on the way. Success is on the way. That's what I've written. Success is on the way. It's in my notes here. Everything that I'm creating here online with my content and with my business and creating authentic connections, I really feel right now, I really focused on cutting out the noise and judgments of what other people have told me in the past. And maybe in the past, I was taking things too personally as well. It's very much in continuity with this path of I really changed my life 6 months ago. And you have the ability that we have the power to change our lives and ourselves. I'm focused on this frequency within myself to always honor my worthiness and my confidence, to continue to evolve my confidence and to show up in my own vibration, empowered, and to allow that to radiate out. Who knows where all of this will go? I'm focused on my vision for my business and creating content and my YouTube channel and all the things that I'm passionate about with surfing. I've had to lead myself, really. We had a wealth and leadership container program at the beginning of the year, and it was around the time that I was coming out of this past relationship. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know how much more I will share about that, specifically what kind of relationship it was. It was a huge turning point in my life. It wasn't so much whatever the situation was with that partner at the time, but it was I chose to change. I had help, but I chose to change because I knew that I was miserable. And if I look back in 6 months' time, the last 6 months, I've grown, I've changed. My business, my female friendships, my surfing. Wow, I was looking at waves that I was getting like a year ago at Balangan and thought they were really big waves. Even some days that I would be at Ulu when I got big waves. And I compare those from like a year ago till today, and I'm like, wow, actually I think I've like improved. I'm still like, still working on all that technique. I think because I'm so consistent with daily showing up for my business and surfing, that maybe it's been more challenging to see just where I'm at now. But then when I do reflect, and I invite you to reflect on your year so far. We're in September. We are halfway through September, and we've got 3.5 months of the year left. It's been a big year. This year, it's been a better year. Let's just say 2022 was a shit year. 2021 was exciting because I left the Philippines, Siargao, and moved here to Bali. So that was a cool move. Business didn't really move that much. My mindset went downhill. Surfing, improved, and I'm proud of myself. And wow, imagine what could happen in the next 6 months, 12 months, the next 3 to 5 years. Oh my God, where am I going to be in 10 years' time? And that's exciting because I know that I have my standards and I know how to set boundaries and I have my vision and I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm staying in alignment and in my integrity and showing up from a place of genuineness and authenticity and being real, of course. I'm doing everything very much aligned and authentic and with integrity. I'm doing everything that I can to create my success and enjoying the process. I was watching some content. There's this YouTube channel, Boho Beautiful, and they're a Canadian couple, married couple, beautiful girl, cool guy, and they have created these yoga fitness programs filming all over the world with the most amazing videography and just their own message in the way they show up in sharing the philosophy and teachings of yoga, meditation and life and everything. They said, years ago, whatever the result, we must love the process. It's true. I've learned now with surfing and now just recently with business, I'm really learning to move through the process and be in love with the process. However, I'm being challenged everywhere. And it's like, oh, this is just part of it. Being helpful for me to voice this. And if you're listening to this, I really do hope that something is also activated within you to know that you also can change. And when you do what you need to discover what your vision is and what matters to you and what is a priority to you and who do you wish to become and where do you see yourself in the future? What is your life? What is your ideal life? Know that you can create that. Know that you can take steps every single day towards that vision. And it's sad because a lot of people, and this is where it's like, it's not the right time for me. And I get it because it was never the right time. I always thought it was the right time to come out of that situation that I was in. But then I always went back. In the end, the right time will come to you when you have landed in your worth enough to start to finally say yes to yourself and everything that you desire and deserve and that you're worthy of, and that you actually learn how to be worthy of yourself and respect yourself and love yourself to say no to everything and everyone that doesn't serve you, to becoming your next level highest version. And this is something I repeatedly share, and it's something that I've embodied, and I need to remind myself at times that is this thought, is this behavior, is this action, is this trait, is this reaction, is this moving me closer towards my vision and my best level, next level, highest version of myself, or is it moving me away and further away from everything that I desire? That comes with its challenges because we know what's easy. It's too hard. I feel better here, safe here. I'll just settle. I could never, one, get back into that relationship. I would never go back there. Two, I would never work for somebody else. I don't want to earn money and have a profession like I had before. I would just never do that. There are other ways as well that I think my behaviors and my reactions, sometimes I still get angry and feisty and a bit spicy, but how I used to show up and how my nervous system used to be, I will never put myself in situations again. And whether that's friendship, love, work, whatever situation or area in life, I'm not going to put myself in situations that lower my vibration so that my nervous system is dysregulated and I live in fight and flight and I cannot think properly and make the best decisions for my life and for myself and for my mindset and my wealth. I just will never go back to that. It's the same thing here too. I will never not go to Bommy, which is the wave at Uluwatu, when there is a big swell, because you cannot go back to where you are from now. Once you've experienced that magic, and you've experienced what could be more for your life, and you felt that and you've experienced that, how can you go back? Like that feeling on that bomby wave, it's incredible. And now this feeling of building my own brand and everything I do for business, learning about landing in my wealth consciousness and calling in leaders to my business and creating content in a powerful way. Everything that I do now, like even with my yoga practice, I will never not practice yoga. I don't practice my full Ashtanga yoga series like I used to for 3 hours a day. But I will never not go back to never meditating on not doing yoga or writing a gratitude list or saying affirmations or doing the spiritual work. It's like once you've experienced something that like adds so much value and meaning and magic and purpose, and it impacts you in such an exponential way, like how can you go back? The right time, when people say to me, it's just not the right time for me, it's just not the right time for me, there never is going to be a right time. But the time is going to be right for you when you actually know what you're worth and what you want. Otherwise, you're just tippy-toeing around like what you want, and then you just live in this like life of being unhappy and unsettled, and I can't go ever back to where I was before. It's too painful. Why are you being so loyal to a life where you are feeling so stuck? What's more painful to me than making a change in my life is staying the same. And I did that in different areas of my life. Relationship, not work. I've been able to really evolve with my work. Anyway, that's what I really wanted to share. This is again like probably 40 minutes of content, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I have these platforms to show up on and to empower you and to activate something within you for you to make a shift today. And whether that's a shift on any level for you, whether that's for your health, for your intimate relationships, your friendships, for your wealth, for your professional career, for surfing, for travel, whatever your passions are, whatever your sacred aspects of your life are, you're worthy of creating more and becoming successful and finding the joy and the light and the love and the excitement and the aliveness and that feeling of, yeah, you're on top of the world, or you're of the world. You're omnipresent. I thank you so much for listening here. I hope that you found some value, and I will see you next time.